Hi, everyone. Welcome to Good Enough Today, the podcast where we share stories from people who are showing up authentically, even when life gets tough. I'm your host, Cheremma Lee, and I like to say Happy New Year. I'm so excited to share with you the new guests and interviews we have for Good Enough Today for 2026. But I have to admit, we're still in the lab. We're trying to make things right and ready to go for 2026. So I'll ask that you guys just bear with me while I work on living up to the Good Enough name and accepting that sometimes it's progress over perfection, and slow and steady does win the race. So while some people are preparing for a new year and a new me, I'm working on improving and progressing through this year and making myself better. And I hope you are too. And I'd like for you guys to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube and see what's going on behind the scenes with Good Enough Today. I'd also like to remind you that even when life gets tough and things are looking bleak, you can stay hopeful for tomorrow and remember that you're good enough today.
Hopeful for tomorrow, good enough today. Oh yeah, hopeful for tomorrow, good enough today.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Good Enough Today podcast, where we explore what it means to show up as you are, even when life gets messy. Today, I am talking with Isaac Rowe, an anger expert, a father, a man, a brother, a son, someone in our community that understands who he is and shows up authentically in all of the spaces that he's in. Isaac, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thank you for having me on the show. I'm excited.
Oh
I'm
my
excited
God.
to be here. So yeah.
Tell you, like, we're work in progress over here.
Yeah.
We're trying to work through it. How are you? Tell me how you are on a scale from 1 to 10. We're talking physically, emotionally, mentally. Give me some numbers for you today.
Physically, I'm about a 5. I think I need to lose by at least about 10 more pounds. Emotionally, I feel about an 8.
Okay.
You know,
Good.
you said, and then which one?
Mentally.
Mentally, I'm about a 7.
Okay.
About 7.
Okay.
About a 7 on the mental. Yeah.
That's awesome because I break it down to physically, emotionally, mentally, because I feel like we'll be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what does that mean in real life? And so anytime somebody says something less than a 5, I'm like, okay, but let's look into it. What's going on with that 5? Because the goal is to be at a 5 at least, or is there something that you need to get you to that 5 for that day? So sometimes I just text my friends, PM. What's your PM today? So that we can really check in instead of that superficial checking in.
Okay.
So tell me something that's giving you strength today.
Giving me strength
Yeah,
today.
just in general, in your life, what is bringing you strength?
Oh,
Or lately, it can be recent.
that's a good question because I think I'm in a interesting place of just like becoming who I want to be. And so what's giving me joy is that I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to really grow in which what I see and become whatever, especially what God has me to be, at that point. So, it's interesting. So that's what I think that's why that's kind of giving me joy. It's like I still have breath.
Yes.
I still have some life left,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what tomorrow's not promised, but however, right now I'm going to be intentional with my time. I'm going to be as loving, as caring, and all those things I want to be, right? Versus being like, I'm upset because of this, upset because of that. I was like, I really want to stay in a place of peace and just centered. And so knowing that I get the opportunity to have another day to go towards that really.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because I feel like anytime we're on a journey, we want to focus on the good, but what is hard for you right now on this journey?
It's hard. Oh man. That's an interesting question because I think the hardest thing is I guess this is interesting because this is new today.
Mm-hmm.
This is new today. So getting fresh. It's fresh. Right? I'm gonna use this word, but it's grief.
Okay. Tell me about it. Let's talk about it.
Grief of the man I was.
Ooh, yes.
And trying to go into the man I want to be. And that's been difficult because as you look in the mirror, you're trying to figure out who this person is.
Yes.
And even though you're grateful for, you becoming who this is, the thing is like, dang, I'm not that person anymore.
Okay.
And so it feels some type of way. And it's just a weird space to be in. And so you're conflicting like who you are, where you want to be, where you see yourself, and where are you currently. And so I was like, no, you're not that.
Yeah.
You're not that.
This is interesting because this is the whole premise about Good Enough Today, right? Is that you compare yourself to your old self and to your new self.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get there and you're fighting with, and I love the fact that you use the word grief, right? Because there is a grieving process that goes through, like, I'm not the person. And sometimes it's, so somebody says something crazy and maybe you used to just hit them where it hurts real quick and you're like, I'm not that person. And there's grief in the fact that I let you slide and it makes me feel some type of way, right? But even just, I used to be able to do this. And the person that I have to leave that behind in order to be the person that I want to be now. Yeah. And I don't think that we recognize how hard that is for everyone, right? Because I see other people, I'll see you and be like, Isaac's doing it. Yeah. He got all this going on. He's doing it. I'm like, oh man, I wish I could do it so easily. We don't see the pain that goes along with that, the hard part of that. So when you think about showing up authentically and being good enough at this moment, what does that look like for you right now?
Being good enough, I think it's like an ongoing journey or struggle, shall I say, of like, I mean, we're always asking the questions like, am I good enough? Mm-hmm. And you feel like all the things that you have been able to accomplish, and I would say I've accomplished some things. I get that, but I feel like I haven't accomplished it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm just, as like, well, all the effort and time and sacrifice and resources and energy that you put into some of the things, and how you're able to serve in that capacity. Mm-hmm. And as a servant leader, you're just like, dang, I poured all that in there.
Yes.
I don't even have anything for me.
Yes.
I don't have anything for me. Yes. And I'm looking back like, man, this is interesting. Where am I at right now? And if I'm putting everything into this, why isn't it matching up with the money?
Yes. Oh my.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Why isn't it matching up with the the resources, the network, the people and the connections, and one of the things, honestly, and this is interesting to me, is that when you're in a certain position, it's leadership is lonely.
Yeah. Oh,
right. So leadership is lonely, and so you get to a place where everybody's expecting you to pour into their cup.
Yeah.
And so if you're the one that's always pouring in other people's cups, and you're like, well, who's gonna pour into me? And then you're starving and trying to figure out like, like, anybody want to pour into me? Like, nah, we ain't got enough.
That's not what we do.
That's not what we do. We can just come take you. And so, so I'm like, well, dang, am I not good enough?
Right. And I think that that's a great point, because I think as we go through like trying to create things for other people and trying to serve people in any capacity, and I feel like that's in parenting, that's in everything that you do, there's an essence of this, right? Where it's like, I'm doing all of this because I want to do this for people. But do you actually let people in? Because I am not a vulnerable person. I like when we're doing it. I gotta take on vulnerability because otherwise I'm gonna be in the corner like this. Like, I gotta do this. This is what I'm gonna do. You gotta be strong, Cheremma. Let's just go. And it's not even a strength of like, I gotta be a strong, independent woman. It's more of a like, you gotta keep going. So there's no point in me burdening other people
with this information, right? Because it's not going to change anything because it's still got to get done, right? And so as we go through this part, like do you actually let people in and say, well, you know what? This is what I need. My therapist said, what do you need in the moment? And I'm like, I have zero idea. She's like, you need a blanket? Do you need to lay down? Is it hunger? Like, what if you just stopped it for a moment and said, what do I actually need to comfort me and to feed me right now? What does that look like? Are you at a place where you can feel comfortable telling someone, hey, you know what, right this moment, this is what I need? Because it might not be to the level of what other people need at that moment, but are you able to do that in the space of moving forward?
When you say that, my feeling, I'm always in need of $10,000. You ask me, I'm always in the mood for 10,000. Let's go 10,000. Can I do that? You got that on you?
Sure. Like, subscribe. Make sure that if y'all $10,000 for Isaac, he's a great man. He's got a great organization. Get that $10,000.
For real. Wait, Isaac, bro. Now, everybody else,
Isaac, bro.
It's nice it comes in the organization.
But it's straight to Isaac for his personal goals.
But yeah, it's I do have some folks that I can definitely say, what I need. I can always say I'm hungry. That's for sure. Definitely. And I think I'm learning that where those spaces are and where those places are that I can kind of like really say what's on my mind and like, hey, this is what I'm really needing right now. And I think that comes with like some of that reflection time and just being alone. Like, what do you really need? But then someone actually being intentional about and checking on you.
Yeah.
Hey, is there anything you need?
Yes.
Because most people don't check. Right. And so you're just like, they think you're good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
because
like,
you hold it together so well.
I'm like, yeah, but I didn't sleep into that.
Yes. Yes.
Like, yeah, you see everything, but you don't know what happened.
Yes.
You don't know how to get to where that is or what it takes to be you. Right.
Yes.
Right.
So I was talking to a pastor and he said, you know what that's called? I was like, what? Pastor's going to give you the pause, right? And like, let you try to tell me what it is. He's like, that's pride right there. He said, the fact that you won't let a person in as you're going through it is your pride saying, no, I got to do this on my own. And that's not how God works and that's not how people work. And so you are an intentional person. So you'll recognize that, hey, this person needs my support right now. We're expecting that of other people. And so our pride won't be like, let me tell them I need this because I just got to keep going. And that's where I don't do vulnerability because I don't have time for the inefficiency, right? Like, I think that's inefficient. I don't, it takes too, by the time I tell you we go through all of this, I've lost a few hours and we're just not getting to where we need to. But I wonder, like, as we move through this, if that loneliness of being at the top, I think there's always going to be, you're going to feel alone. I don't know if it's loneliness, but alone for sure, right? Where nobody understands the burden that you're carrying.
Yeah.
I think that that's something that's always going to be there. But then how do we explain to people when they see us as the people that have it together that we still need something? How would you do that?
How would I do? Explain to them?
Yeah, like what's that look like? What's that look like for Isaac? Don't ask them. Don't think I know.
I think. What would you do? What would you say?
I created a podcast. That's what I did. I created a podcast because in my life, I don't know how to do that with normal people. Like, if we're not in this environment, I'm not going to be like, Isaac, hey, I'm not going to reach out to you and be like, you know what? Can we just go to lunch and talk about this? That's just not what I'm going to do. And, I'm trying to move towards that. And I think that God has put me in a place to try to do that. And the only way I know how is to create a podcast. Like, let me make myself do this so that people can see how uncomfortable I am with this vulnerability, but also to see the struggle that it is to ask for help. Because I feel like whatever level you're on, if you are not eating it, like, this is the same, it feels the same, just at different levels of what people have going on. And so I don't know the answer, Isaac. We coming on here to try to figure it out together because I think that you compare like, I should have it together. I should be able to do this. And since I have gone through this whole journey, it's been like, okay, but today, right now, you're good enough today. And to be able to take that and actually say, hey, you know what? This is what I need. And sometimes I don't know what I need. Like, I could be just sitting like, hey, I'm not okay, but I don't know what it is. And maybe it is. We just gonna break bread together and sit there and talk about nothing. And that might feed my spirit. But that's the hard part as the leader is like, and as just a person, if you're the leader of your family, whatever it is, like, what does that look like? What do you tell a person? How do you say, hey, guess what? Nah, I really don't have it together. So that's kind of what we're searching for. But understanding that we are in different places, we do different things, but we're having the same conversation, right? Like the same conversations with ourselves. Nobody needs to hear that in order for me to keep going, right? I just keep it moving. But I really want people to understand that sometimes there's community or there is there's something to it. I haven't figured it out yet. Talking about it with someone else.
Absolutely.
And so in those moments when it's like, I haven't slept for 2 days, I think we've all been in those moments. You just got to keep going. Why though do you, because I can tell you why I do it, but why do you put your well-being and the things that you need behind other people? Like for me, I'll say, I'll be all right, right? I got this. Let me keep going. What about for you? What does that look like for you? Why do you think that your other people are more important than I see?
That's a good one. And when I think back on this isn't random, but I always think about the boy I was growing up, and I realized like all the deficits and how the different things that the challenges that I had, and I just realized I just wanted somebody to help me, and nobody came to my rescue. And so now I'm like being the savior that I needed, the mentor that I needed, the father that I needed. So now I look at other people and they just don't know, right? I was like, well, I'm kind of like in that position where they just don't know. They just need help. I'll be all right. I'll be good because I have gone through so much, right? I always tell folks, that's like, there's a difference between poor and then the gutter.
Yes.
Right. I said it's different. I said it's like you like street hood and like poor and then like the gutter. I was like, you know what? I'm like the bottom where, poor and, hood type mentality kind of like point fun at the gutter, right? So it's just like I've overcome a lot of things in my life. So for me to help and want to put that, I was like, I'm really good because where I come from, hey, this ain't nothing.
Right.
Like this ain't nothing. This doesn't faze me. I'm gonna make it happen. What do you need? How may I be of service?
Yes.
And so, I guess having that root of that and knowing that and that how I'm able to serve today, I kind of have that in my mind. I realize after going through the fire, after going through different challenges with doing that, is that I could only go so far without taking care of myself. And I didn't take care of myself. And then I allowed myself, because I put other people's needs and other people's, what they would like, before mine. And I just basically was just deteriorating from the inside out, basically, not only I was 320 pounds, right?
Okay.
320 pounds. And, I was like, I feel like I'm good. I feel like I'm good. I'm doing things, and, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, trying to go to the hospital, trying to figure out what's going on. You're moving and you're doing so much. You're just doing a lot of different things. And it's like, this is not healthy, right? Working like a dog, you put 78 hours, in a week or whatever. I was like, I'm not taking care of myself. I'm really neglecting myself. And so now I have to ask myself, it's like, dang, how much do I love myself?
Oh my gosh. That question, because like, I think I did.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you ask me, of course, right? Yeah. Unequivocally.
Yeah.
But I don't treat myself like I treat people I love. And so that, as you were talking, I was like, okay, I know what he's saying, but how do you love yourself in the way that you love other people? Because if you were somebody else, I'm looking at you like, oh, Isaac, I got you. But I don't turn and say, hey, Cheremma, I got you. Let's take a moment and do what I would do for someone else in this situation for myself. And I don't know that I know how to do that. Like, I think it is ingrained in us somehow. And I think this also goes back to your point about the money not adding up to the sacrifice that you put in. I was just talking with someone about monetization. Like, I don't know how to monetize.
Yeah.
I don't know how to, but I just give it away.
Yeah.
I give it away because I want to help you.
Yeah.
And so I did the shout out to Black X conference. I did the Black X conference, and I spoke at that conference. And one of the ladies was like, I see you every year, and I didn't know you were awesome. And I was like, I keep it that way. I like to keep a low profile. But she was like, you know what you should do? You should do a training, and then people come do it. And I was like, for sure, I'll do that. Y'all just come do it. It's like, wait a minute. There's something here that I'm not getting, because I know that I have something to give to people, and I just give it away so freely, but I feel bad if I charge you for the thing that I can do so easily. And that's why I don't have my own law practice and all that other good stuff. Because I can't give it away.
We'll be at that. We'll be at that.
You're like, oh, you're making a whole lot of money. No, I'm not. I'm just helping you. That's not how it works. So I wonder, do you have this? For me, it's a negative association with doing something and charging people that need the help, right? But I also feel bad for charging someone who needs the help but can pay for it, because then I'm like, I'm giving it to you and you're not the person that needed the most, right? And so, do you navigate that same kind of?
Yeah. You're in my little box now. This is where I'm. I'm shifting now. I don't give everything, and I realized I had to come to a real come to Jesus moment.
Okay.
Because it's like I gave everything. I realized that you didn't appreciate my love, my care, the time that I put into that. You kind of stepped on it a little bit, like you really did, because you didn't know what the value was.
Yes.
And you didn't have no skin in the game. So for you, it was nothing. And it was given freely. And since you didn't know what it took for that to, happen or make that happen, how are you able to get that service? You were just like, all right, I'll see you later.
Yes.
And I'm over here sitting here like,
hey, no.
So now that I'm not hungry, because I ain't getting no food, I ain't getting no bread, right? So, I feel fulfilled in some way that you got what you needed, because that was my heart's desire.
Yes.
However, in order for me to continue to do the work that I am doing and help those, I gotta let you understand that this is a value. I am valuable. And if I know that I'm valuable, I need you to know. Now, I ain't gonna hit you over the head with a bunch, but I am gonna place value on myself.
Yeah.
And so, and I want others to, and this is getting me, because I want others to place value. I want people to place value on others too.
Yes.
So am I leading by example?
Okay.
Am I not? So I'm like, well, I gotta lead by example. I gotta show hey, there's a value on that.
Yeah.
Be okay. Hey, I can point you in the right direction. However, for this particular service, I can give you a little X, Y, and a little 5-minute little such and such.
Yeah.
But if you really want this, and this is what you want, I want to make sure this is what you is, and this is what you want, and we can make sure that value is exchanged in whatever service you have, and we can go about our day. And that's what we got to understand is okay, I am doing business, but it does take funds to be able to continue to do business and continue to help others that you want to help. Because if you imagine if you had the flow, you did have the money that you would like, would you have opened that school, right?
Yes.
Would you have done that? Would you have been able to do the things
Yes.
you really wanted to go do to give in a major way that you really
Mhm.
want? And it may be some you want to do, but I'm like, yeah, this is good. But if I had a little bit, I would definitely make sure that
Yes.
more young folks will have more get into college as far as like engineering. So I'm in engineering. So I would like see if there would be more into engineering and kind of get some more people of color in that
Yes.
industry. So that's something with my heart's desire, but I don't have any money to do that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't have Shaq money and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yes.
If I would have had that,
Then
I would do that. I'll put somebody.
Well, let me ask you a question, because this is one of my fears, and I actually just realized this is one of the fears today, is that my fear is that I wouldn't be a good steward of the money, and not in the I'm going to spend it frivolously. I'm going to give it away before I can accumulate enough to actually have the larger impact. Because the moment I see the person that needs the help, I'm going to be like, well, I can put you through school. When I could save enough, or I can put it in a vehicle and do these things. So what is your mindset around, like, if you had the money, right? Do you feel like, and maybe this is your transition point, right? That you would be able to hold on enough to not just freely give away your services to a point where you'll be okay. You and your family are going to be okay, right? And I kind of, to some degree, envy people who are able to be like, nah, I'm going to go me first and then you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not me generally. And so how do you think you would navigate that stewardship of funds, being the person that you are or have been, right?
Yeah, steward those funds. Definitely would take care of the things I need to take care of. So definitely the family and those things like that. Definitely putting it in a vehicle if possible to be able to accumulate that. I do understand. Again, we go back to like the value. I got to place value on this, and I got to make sure that you're still getting the service.
Right.
I'm still helping. I'm still solving a problem. I'm still doing this. The thing is that there's some value on it. So when you go to others and you go at, again, and I say that because other people eating food and going out buying drinks, buying bottles, and whatever they're doing, new cars and all of that. I was like, and you place so much value that you're willing to play over asking price for your house that you can at least pay me the $5, $5, for that, whatever it is, right?
Yes.
And so now being the steward of that is just make sure, if not, I'll have somebody to be able to steward over that as well. But definitely take care of everything I need to take care of. Make sure I understand the overall goal that I really want and that vision and what I set out to do. It's like, if I have X, Y, and Z, if I'm focusing on this, I'll be able to do this.
Yes.
Now, I mean, I could do 5, but right now we're going to focus on 1.
Yeah.
And so it's not that I'm not, working towards that, it's moving, but this is when I can't just give it all the way and just not have anything at the end of the day. I don't have any reserves. If there's any emergency that comes up, I'm not able to be like, hey, I got it. Especially when like family and stuff like that, that comes up, it's like, it's different. Like your parents, your mother passed away. I was like, well, I'm just like, I'm going to pay for this, right?
Yes.
So it's just like, well, you're lucky that you have it.
Yes.
To be able to do is a blessing, but it hurts.
Yes. Yes.
But it's like, well, what if I didn't have it? What if I gave it all away?
Yes. Yes.
And I wouldn't be able to do what I was able to do because of that. And so I was just grateful to be able to do that.
Yeah. So, I think it's interesting because as we go through our journeys, I call it going through the suck, right? I just call it the suck. Whatever the suck is for you sometimes, and I think it changes throughout your life, right? Financial, it's this. But like, what did you do? Let's think about your lowest, whatever your lowest point is, and we can go into like a point when you didn't have it together. When you're not Isaac here right now talking about helping the people, when Isaac was Isaac coming up from the bottom, right? Or even Isaac now going through a struggle, right? And you're in that moment. I there have been moments where I'm like, well, God, if you wanted to just let me not be here, I'd be okay with it, right? Like I'm not gonna say what needs to happen, but if this was, I'm okay. What do you do to keep going, or what has kept you going when you're at that bottom point?
That's good. That's good. That's that first one. I don't have it all together.
Fair.
You know, I don't have it all together. The more you know about yourself, the more you realize you don't know a lot about yourself.
Mhm.
And, you know, for me in spiritual, like the more I know more about who I am, the more I realize about who God is, the more I know more about how God is, the more I don't know about who He is.
Yes.
And so it gets bigger and bigger, and it's just like, wow, I didn't know that. And you said that the second one part was,
You know, I don't remember. I don't really. What kept you going? What keeps you going in the sun? Like, and when you're deep in it, what's the thing you tell yourself, or the thing you look at, or even like back in the day, right? Because you're not where you were.
yeah.
What kept you moving forward?
You know, back in the day, I just wanted to eat.
Mm-hmm. No.
You know, but it's just like I wanted to eat whatever hence the 320 pounds. I wanted to eat, and then so growing up, I just didn't have that much food. We didn't have the food that we wanted to eat. I was like, I just want to make sure I make enough money so I can eat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's as simple as that. And it's like I want to make sure that my family's able to eat and eat nutritious food and eat what they want. These girls eat like salmon, rice, vegetables, and fruit and all that. And most people don't have that in their thing where they can have pineapple, strawberries, you know, all these fruits and papaya and all that. You know, we just had apples or no apples.
Exactly.
Right? And so I look at that. I remember my story. I remember that who the boy I was and where I've come from. And then, you know, today just seeing my girls is really seeing them thrive, seeing them just move and grow, and I get the opportunity to live that out every day. And so I don't take it for granted. And so now I say I'm moving in different phases.
Yes.
Now I'm enjoying presence of being.
Okay. Yeah.
Like just being. Yeah. And so I say, I think I want more of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever I am being.
Yes.
And I'm like, I didn't know that was something to really get me up in the day. Like, I'm like, I'm just glad to be.
That, the gratitude, just like, you know what, this right here in this moment.
Right here in this moment. I was like, I never thought. I was like, well, my pay count just went down overnight because there's Amazon and there's deals. It's
like a month.
Right, especially, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so it's just like, man, just to be, and I'm like, I'm more full of joy, and I'm working towards that, being intentional with that. But I didn't realize that is the place I really like. I like being at peace. I like being, and so that gets me through the day. It's like, man, as soon as this work is over, I just want to be, just let me be. And so, yeah, I'm enjoying that. So that's really fresh. Like you're getting fresh, new stuff in the past couple of weeks. So
just being.
I ain't even got no food. There is nothing. I'm just sitting here like,
okay, I'm glad you're saying this because I think that you said two things. One, you don't have it all together.
Yeah.
But you're enjoying just being. And I think you are the epitome of good enough today. I think where you don't, it's not about having it all together, right? It's just like, can you bottle up and maybe put to words, even though despite not having it together, how is it that you find the joy in being present? Like, or how did you get to this spot? You said it's new. How did you get to this spot?
Oh man, that's just peeling back layers on this thing today. Peeling back layers. This is good. How did I get to this place? Realizing a lot. I didn't slow my butt down. That was one of the things. I didn't slow my butt down. There's a lot of things I wanted to do, and I wasn't getting to the place I would like to go. I don't know if you ever realize, like when you're on a bicycle and you realize the chain ain't as tight.
Yes.
And so you end up like getting on the chain and you hit it and you bust your knee a little bit. For those of you, everybody games now. So I don't know if anybody ride bikes anymore. But
I listeners haven't ridden a bike. I'm sure I've
some people haven't ridden a bike.
That's true.
They just or the bike back in the day when we had ramps on
Yes.
stuff. So and it's just like I want to go forward, but I'm not going. I keep hitting and keep getting hurt. After all, I just want to drop that bike.
Yes.
Because this ain't the chain ain't on there. So I realized I have to figure out about my life on like what I really want. Who am I? Who am I really? And what do I like doing? What do I like? How do I like being in my space right now, regardless of however I feel? Like, how do you want to feel? And I started asking a lot of reflective questions. This is where I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this. I really like this.
Right.
And let me stay in that moment and be in that moment and let me see what that goes, like how that works. Does my behavior change?
Right.
Does my interactions with people, do they see a difference? Like, dang, I don't know. Usually wouldn't react that way. Usually like that. I was like, I don't know either.
Right.
Right. I don't know either. But take it as but just take it. Don't go all into it down and stir up. Just keep it where we're at. But I think over that period of time and the reflective period going outside, one of the things that really helped was the 75 hard.
Oh, you did the 75 hard?
5 hard. Right?
Oh, listen.
It's no joke. You done it?
No.
You
No, sir. It's crazy.
75 hard definitely opened my eyes. It was a lot of discipline, but it was a mental toughness, more sense of like fitness thing. And I had to like organize me. I had to get me together. I had to do 2 workouts, one in the one outside, one whatever. And so, but one has to be outside. And I had to enjoy nature. I had to get outside. I had to do something outdoors. I had to stick to my diet. I had to take a photo of myself change.
Oh, I hate that.
That's the hard part. I think that's the hardest part right there.
Hate it.
And consistently, like this, right? And just doing that and then reading. I had to read 10 pages or whatever. Just reading books. I'm like, I know I read. Then now I'm like, I'm consistent.
Yes.
So I'm consistent now. Like I have to read. I can't just stop. Like, no, I have to finish all the pages.
Yes.
Then go what I need to do. That was the most productive time for me. Yet I had less time. Right? So you're looking at like 2.5 hours maybe of your day.
Yeah,
it's gone. But I was the most productive. And so I realized from those different moments, and there's been like different points that led me to that.
Yeah. Okay.
So, for the journey.
You said something important there, and I've been playing with the concept of consistency. Right. And I can't determine, and maybe somebody out there will know, and maybe you'll know. Consistency and discipline, right? People say that you need the discipline to keep going. I don't know if it's discipline or if it's just a commitment. Maybe the discipline is the commitment to being consistent, because I feel like consistency is how you change your life. And the reason why we don't remain consistent is because it's hard, right? Like the 75 hard, heavy on the hard, right?
Heavy on the hard.
Heavy on the hard. And so that consistency, I want you to think back to like different transitions in your life. What has been the role of consistency in those transitions? Like, has there been something where you're like, no, I got to do this every day? If it's small or big, what role has consistency played?
Consistency has played, I died to my consistency. I don't know if that's because sometimes consistency can hurt and be a detriment, I guess, to yourself. And being consistent can get you in a place where people don't like you, because you achieve more than others or you do more than others. And it kind of looks like you're hungry for more.
Yeah.
And so sometimes people don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the luxury or the opportunity to slack off, right? And so it's like, well, I was like, no, but when someone that's consistent, through everything, then you're like, I can't be around you. You that type of person. Yeah. And so nobody really will hang around you if you're like that. You're gonna give it your all, costs.
Yes.
And that's the thing, at all costs. I think there's a little bit of grace in there, being consistent, but having a nice flow for that. Because it can get a little bit like too much, like you gotta rest.
Yes.
You know, you put that in there as consistent rest. Put that in there. It's not all gas, no breaks, no pause. When I'm learning about that, about the sacred pause, you know, we're just like, no, you better respect this sacred pause. This is ancestral right here, right?
Yes.
And so yeah, that's what I was.
Okay, so I called you an anger expert at the beginning of the podcast, and we opened up. I do want to talk about anger, but before we get to anger, I want to talk about fear. And what role fear plays as you move forward in your journey of transitioning to Isaac that we see, right? And so our tagline is hopeful for tomorrow, good enough today, because we hope to get there. But right now, I'm doing the good enough, I'm doing the work, right? And sometimes the work looks different. But how do you get past fear when you're transitioning to a new phase?
You just catching me in these moments. That's good. That's good. Fear whispers all the time. Fear whispers all the time. Your insecurities, your little imposter syndrome that you have, whatever doubt, your shame, whatever that is, it whispers. And the thing is, it's like, I acknowledge that you're there, but you ain't gonna punk me.
I hear you.
Right. And that's where it comes, like, you're not gonna punk me. It's like when you put out something, it's like, well, would they like when I launch it?
Yeah.
When I do that, does it really matter?
Yeah.
You don't like me anyway.
Right.
Right? You really don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Check on me. So you really don't like me. You didn't give me no 10K.
Yes.
So you really, you know, and at some point I'd be like, you know, fear, okay, I acknowledge you that you exist. I'm a part of my human experience. However, I got something I said I wanted to do.
And keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Because this is what I said I wanted to do. And I got to be careful about how I treat myself, what I say to myself. Yeah. And if this is what I said, and what I told myself, it's not lying to myself.
Yeah.
So I got to be careful what I'm saying. So, and we always talk about life and death is the power of the tongue. But the thing is like, dang, I want to give life, right? So let me do it while I do have breath.
Yeah. So that's so interesting because, and I just said I'm gonna go back to anger. I am gonna get to anger. I promise. I know we gotta touch on it because I feel like it's a powerful emotion, and a lot of us only know a few of them, right? Happiness, anger, and maybe sadness, right? And so I want to touch on anger, but I also want to talk about, have you always been able to put that fear to the side and move forward? Has that grown as you've grown as a man?
It has grown. It definitely has grown. I remember someone said, it's like, hey, would you, because I'm an introvert.
Oh, me too.
So,
and here we are.
Here we are. Yeah. It's like, would you have $1 million if you have that?
Ooh.
Like embarrassed, like laugh.
No, listen.
See?
Ooh.
I said $1 million, but why am I pausing?
Yes.
Most people, I don't care. I don't want $1 million. You know, I'm like, think about it.
Yeah,
because the pain of that is almost like death.
Yeah.
Right. So the pain of being last, I was like, why is this so such a stumbling block?
Yes.
Their opinion matters so much in my life that I am willing to give up $1 million. That what that $1 million can do to just the mental of that, right? Just the, dang, you mean to tell me that being laughed at has more power than receiving $1 million that can probably change your whole, your family, pay off some debt, student loan, whatever it is, and you can probably sleep better at night.
Yes.
But you don't want to be laughed at. So that was a wake-up call because I had to check myself. Like, dang, I really am, I really just experiencing this and realize that this has power over me. And I don't want that. And I don't like that. And I'm about to do something about that. I was like, does it really have power over me? That's just all thought. Right. It's all in my mind of what I think. I was like, it was nothing. Some people laugh at you and you didn't get paid. Right. right?
Right.
You didn't even get paid. They're laughing at you. And that's just somebody that, what is that like? Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your idol at the end of the day. So I'm like, oh, so that was like pre Man and Me.
Yes.
Right? Pre-organization. So you think about, it's like, dang, you know what? I'm gonna have to go because I said what I wanted to do.
Yes.
And so I'll have to be laughed at. I'm gonna have to develop thick skin, and people might not like people. It's okay. And I'll be like, I don't want it. It feels uncomfortable. I don't
Very
like
uncomfortable.
it. I don't like it. But however, you kind of get used to it in a sense, and you realize like you have a lot of grace for people, and you work with people, but then you like just have a lot of grace for them. It's like they just really don't know. The more you know, you'd be like, you really don't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're in a place, and I understand if you're hurting, if there's something going on, and you really don't understand what this is right now. I understand. It's okay to laugh. Maybe you need it more than me.
Yes.
Right? Maybe you need to laugh.
Yes.
Maybe this will help your day. You're like, dang, I don't like being laughed at or being the laughing stock, but I think I'll be okay. I'm not hurting.
Yeah.
I'm not in pain. So I'm like, I think I'll be okay,
Well, see, now, let me tell you, because maybe you've grown more than I have, because I will feel like that in the moment. And then later, I'll be like, I should have just punched him in the face. Like, like, I don't think I would actually, right? But
sign up for my engagement.
Exactly.
Sign up. Now you're
and that's where I think that it comes into the conflict between who I am now. Because if you're like, well, did you just punch me? Like, and you punked me, and I'm gonna be okay with it because I'm comfortable in this space. But for a second, I'm always like, I could have punched him in the face. So, and I think that there's this conflict, right? And I think that people think that we're bigger than that. And yes, of course, that you have more to lose. But I don't think that those thoughts leave, right? The fact that, like, I know you punking me right now, and I just have to be bigger than that because I have a goal.
Yeah.
And I have made a promise to other people and to myself, and I've got to move forward towards that. And I think that people think that as you're doing this, we're going to talk about Man and Me because I think it's amazing. And anger, because I still have forgot, you're not getting off of this, right? But and this punch people in the face, go straight into anger. But it really is, I think it's an everyday journey, right? Because I tell people, right, if you find me on the good day when I've slept well and I've eaten and I am rolling on all cylinders, I might react differently than if you catch me on a day when I haven't slept well. I'm a little hungry.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and people in traffic have been a little crazy, and I don't even get road rage. It's just been a difficult day. The way I react is going to be different, and I have to be able to recognize where I am in that space, right? And so I wonder, and this is a great segue into your experience with anger and those feelings too. So do you still feel those emotions as you go through this? How does that work for you right now?
Oh yeah, still feel those emotions. I kind of recognize my triggers. That's one of the things, like early on. It's a journey, but you recognize your triggers, like, hey, maybe I should do this. I should go work out. I know working like that is making me irritable, and I didn't go to the gym. I didn't go outside to walk. I didn't create my day how I wanted to create. I didn't get enough food. I waited too late. I'm eating a bowl of cereal at 11 o'clock at night, trying to be like, you supposed to go to bed. You're supposed to be in bed already. But you eat a bowl of cereal. And this is not what it was supposed to do. This is not going to our goals, right? And so all these things, like, because you did that, and it's still, you're getting angry because you're just going, dang, wake up and the scale and went up, right? All these things, you're like, now you're upset again. It carried on from one day to the next.
Yes.
And so just being mindful of my triggers and knowing, like, hey, I got to put this through these filters. Like, hey, is it really important right now? Do I have to address that? I understand that is a little trigger, especially when you bring up this, or especially when you bring up that. So I know that, okay, you don't really know that can knock you out. Okay, you really don't know that. bless your heart.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
all right, what else we got? And I'll take my mind out of it because I got to like take my emotions out of it. And like, let me come back to self.
Yes.
And then let me realize it's like, hey, they're just having a rough day, just like most of us. I don't want to be in traffic. You know, nobody don't want to be in there. I don't know anybody wants to be in traffic, right? That's why I work for both. Literally why, right? And so it's just understanding who you are. And I think that's a journey. We're all learning who we are. And I think over time, I think I wrote my book like 10 years ago. But even if like for what really helped me was just writing out my thoughts, what I'm angry about. And all that stuff that really helped. So I turned into that book. But you still have those whispers again about like, oh, I would have did this, I would have did that. It gets less and less when you practice, and you got to be intentional with that because I always talk about in my book. I talk about the God of anger. I was a God of anger.
Yeah.
I said your anger don't compare to mine. I live mountains. You know,
that's powerful.
You know, so for me, get the book.
Yes.
For me,
where can we find that book?
Oh, Amazon.
Okay.
You can go to Amazon.
Okay.
Oh, you can go to iloveanger.com as well. And realize it's like now, like I'm trying to get angry. I can't get as angry as I would. I don't know if that's age or what that is, but I'm not as angry because I have a lot more love for myself. I have a lot more love just for life itself. And the more I understand people are still on their journey as well, I just give a lot of grace and mercy, and that as though other people gave me grace and mercy too as well. And I just like, okay, that doesn't mean they're deliberately doing something intentional. I'm not gonna get upset now. I'm saying that those things that usually are irritating or just like the other things that used to bother me no longer bother me. Yeah. So I'm just, and I don't know if I'll handle that.
Yes.
If I let that out.
Oh goodness.
I think it would be like an earthquake.
Yes.
And a typhoon and a hurricane, all that all in one. And I said that damage control, I don't know if I could fix or repair. I don't have the money, first of all. You know, to repair all that. And so I don't know if I can repair all that if that were to let that out.
Right.
So I got to be intentional about how I need to address you, how I need to move with that, how I need to move to myself. I'm angry at myself. I used to punch walls, right? So it'd be like, why do you just punch brick walls?
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't hit you.
Right.
You know, and I don't hit walls anymore, by the way.
I think that's healthy. I'm glad you know that transition. I feel like, that's
I hope that a little incremental session, but things will always come up. Life will happen, and it's just like how you respond to life. How do you want to respond to life? Respond angrily and just upset that you spent all that money and you didn't know. I don't know if y'all. I was so upset. I lost all my money in crypto. Not all my money. That's pretty specific. I lost some money in crypto, right?
Yeah.
And we gonna do that. I was like, oh, it's gone.
Yeah. Quick.
I'm like, I was making it, and it was gone. I was like,
yes.
It's not.
Yes, the way.
Yeah, it's not. Okay. And so for that, I can't go into that because I was really upset. But I was like, I think that I made the choice to do that. It is what it is. It's just money.
Right.
I'm gonna tell myself that.
Right.
And let me be okay with that.
So, are you actually feeling angry now? Because I'm not. This is another thing I'm not good at. I don't know why this podcast is supposed to be vulnerable. I'm not good at necessarily feeling the emotion. I can acknowledge that it's there, and I'll say, "Oh, that's sad," right? But actually sitting in it and being like, "Nah, you're sad right now, so you're angry right now." How do you feel anger now? Like, maybe not the same way, obviously, right? But how do you feel the anger and then move past?
Yeah, I feel all emotions. I don't. I was like, but don't just block
Right.
like your human experience. I think that you should definitely, it's a natural, it's, all those emotions are completely normal and natural. I think when it overtakes you, when you can't control it, it gets to a place where you can't handle that rage, right? Right. It's uncontrollable. It's rage. But you should be able to feel like what you feel. You should be able to feel grief, what that looks like. And, you should be able to be grateful, be thankful. You should be able to be sad. It's nothing wrong with being sad and just sitting like, hey, okay, that's not good. And how much time do you need?
Right.
Regulate. How much time do you need? I don't know. Well, you have a loved one that passed away. How much time do you need? I don't know how much time I need, but it's going to be a journey, right?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on who that is. Right. It's like, I'm going to move with all these mixed emotions. I'm going to move forward, and I gotta, I choose to move forward. And I think sometimes we don't choose to move forward. We choose to be, and we want it to like basically numb our pain, or we want it to like go away. And that's where you gotta get like substances and other things of that nature, which don't work. But a headache, hangover, whatever the case may be, outlook, a fit. Anyway, and it's definitely a journey. It's definitely a journey. So
okay, so let's talk about Man in Me. Why did you start Man in Me? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what Man in Me is. I'm trying to figure out why.
Hey, I'm gonna go back. I'm in the crossroads right now. Did I?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
You know what? It would be nice. I can get back all the pieces of me. That would be nice. But the Man in Me, we educate, strengthen, support fathers and father figures. And so one of the things we get to help men see who they are for themselves, what type of man they want to be, what type of father they want to be, what type of husband they want to be, what type of friend they want to be. And we get to provide those safe spaces for men to be able to be open, to be vulnerable, and have them grow in whatever way they would, like to grow. And so, starting that, and I think I got the vision in 2009. That was a long time.
But at this point,
I'm young. I just look like this.
You look good, sir.
Thank you.
Let's not,
on now. I was 19. I was 19. And no, not really. But let me say that's what I'm going with. But 2009, 2009, and then we launched in 2012. So been about 13 years. In that about 15 total. And realizing that, when you get a call in your life that says something that you're inadequate, or you feel inadequate, or you feel like this is not me, I don't know what this is, trying to figure out what do you do? Do you accept it? Or do you just, put it to the side, close the book, and be like, that's not me. That's not where I'm at. And so I accepted that there was some need that needed to happen, and someone who's going to do it. And so I accepted that, I was curious on why fathers weren't present in the lives of their children. And so I was like, why? That was a curiosity. I was curious, but I was like, why? What's going on? What's going on with the man? I'm like, he just had no money, or what? Like, we just didn't feel, felt inadequate, or was it gatekeeping because of the mother, or like, what was it? Do they even know they even have a kid?
Yes.
Right. What is it? Is it a legal thing or abusive thing? Or, what type of thing, what situation is it? And it was like just curious. I'm like, but these are beautiful babies. I mean, people would love to have babies.
Right.
And millions of dollars to have babies. And yet you got one right here, and this is how you should. So what made you think that it was okay, or you thought that it was just better off that you weren't around and you weren't present? And so that curiosity came, and then I was just like, well, somebody has to do something.
Right.
And then I went ahead and jumped on in a pool, knowing I can't swim.
Yes.
And went in and started doing that. So and we've been able to change the lives of fathers all around, pretty much in the Central Texas area. So I'm really excited about that work. So touching families, and so
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think that one thing that you said is that you had a curiosity instead of judgment. You led with curiosity.
Yeah.
And I think that, are you like that just generally? Is that something?
generally like that?
Yeah. I think that from what I've seen, most people who have a call to action, like, well, I wanted to know.
Yeah. I want to.
And the only way to figure it out, I could ask somebody else, but they're not giving me the answer. So now I got to do something, right? In your work with fathers and men, what's the most rewarding part of it?
Most rewarding part, there's a lot actually. When I see a father that takes that full role and responsibility and ownership and accountability for not only the things that he has done, but the things that he's doing. And you can see it play out in the family. You can see how it's very intentional. You can see that it's just like, I don't need somebody to tell me that I get to do that, right? And so it becomes, when you get to see them become who, like, find out who they are.
Yes.
Right. And it's just like, man, it's
right.
And like light bulb went off. Man, it's like, well, I never had anybody pour into me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the right place or space to be able to receive that either.
Yes. Yes.
Safe, loving environment, right? To be able to receive that. And so you think about over time, it's like, oh, these brothers really care. Yeah. Like, really? You mean it's okay? I mean, I could sit up, I can take my shoes off. I can do that. And like, yeah, you're good. You're good. We got food, what you need. You said, you're like, okay. And so now I get to take off my cape, whatever's left of it, and sit down and be like, okay, let me deal. Let me figure out what I need to do. Let me dissect it. Let me receive whatever I need to see. And so I really enjoy seeing that light bulb off, and then like, I got it. I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So we pull back a lot of layers with Isaac. So what does it look like for you to show up authentically today? What does that look like?
Showing up authentically. Today. That's good. Yeah. Today is being still, being in the moment, being present, being intentional, standing in and of authority.
Yes. Okay.
Right. And knowing that I am enough. I am enough.
Yeah.
Not believing. Authentically, for me, I was like, oh, I know. You see the whispers of that fear we're talking about. Like, nah. I hate to tell you.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you. I hate to burst. I know that I am worthy.
Yes.
I am valued. I am loved. And I am enough. And it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so if you were talking to someone who's struggling today, right? What would you tell them? What would you tell them to start? What would be the thing that you would give them?
What would I give? What are they struggling with?
Ooh, just in general, because okay, let's do it. Let's do a few things. They're struggling with parenting right now. What would you tell them?
Save for your retirement and make sure those kids don't run you out the house because they're gonna leave. Don't worry about it. They're gonna leave. I think that's always like a funny one, right? It's like, them kids gonna leave, right? They're gonna leave one day and they're gonna be sitting there and you can be messing them. So at the end of the day, let's love on them while they're here. And they ain't been on this earth that long.
They really just don't know.
They really don't know.
And we were dumb too. That. Yeah, I think that's part of it. Okay, if they're struggling financially,
that's a big client today. Client today, because everybody's losing jobs or placed by jobs and different things like that. I'm realizing just find your rhythm of how you move and govern your life. Be open to ideas and concepts and different ways of how you can take care of your family and finances and take care of the finances, because you don't know how it's going to come. You don't know what it is, but you know you have a need for something. And I'm realizing that when you start speaking, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that and believe that and know that. Sometimes things just kind of pop up and appears, or sometimes go away.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? So it's interesting on how that sounds when you're going through, like, I got to pay for this. At the end of the day, if I don't have it, I don't have it.
Yes.
And so there's nothing I can do about that, but I do want to make sure that I be intentional. If I want finances, I want to, try to increase. What can I do? What skill can I, add? How much more value in that workplace or in that location that I can add to be able to, level up, to be able to be attractive, to get some more finances or leverage your business or do what you need to do. Doesn't mean go out there and take out more debt, because that creates a more stress on you. So that's not what you want to do.
Yes.
If you had no money, that's good. You can use your credit card, if you got to use it.
Yes.
However, if it goes with the interest rates, I don't know if and it's not calculating $50 a month.
Yes.
It's just
and 25 go towards the principal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So you just like, no, that's not what I want. I don't want to create more, just craziness and just frustration and anxiety. And so I think it's just being open and just having that hand open in the sense, right? I know that we're giving, I know that we're ready to receive too. And those things will come into play when you're around different people who see what's going on. You position yourself, and it'll definitely shift. It'll definitely shift.
Okay.
Yeah, in their finances.
So what would you say to someone who's struggling in their relationship with their partner?
With their partner? Don't get in relationships. Don't get into relationships. No, but I think one of the things about relationships that we are, if it's in the how I say, man, they got multiple now. I don't know where to be at now. But if it's just between two people,
yes, two people,
right?
So
where you got this and this,
yeah, we got
two people. Well, we want to be able to say, hey, always check yourself out. Do an assessment, do an inventory of what's going on with you. Because sometimes it's really you, and how you see it or how you think about certain things, and understand that person is a different person, from different background, from different perspective, and their lens and their filter and the way they see the world is different than yours. It's okay, right? It's okay. And so now you just got to realize, like, is this the person that I choose to be with?
Yeah.
Is this the person I choose to love? If that is, then we can continue to work. Now, it has to be reciprocal on that back end as well, because they can just not love you. You can make a decision whether or not you can continue to move forward into that relationship. But understand that relationship is probably one of the hardest things to really do.
Yeah.
Because you got to communicate.
Yes.
Talk. You gotta do a lot of things that I just like. If you don't have the energy and the work ethic to really put forth that effort, you can be like, oh, I just love. Love is not what we at.
That's not it.
That's not it. No, we're talking about, this is work. I gotta listen to you, understand that I may not need to fix it. I just need to listen. And you want to fix things, you can't fix things. When you need to fix things, you gotta fix things. But I'm not a mind reader, so there's a lot in it. So if it's too much, then maybe we need to focus on ourselves so we can have a better grip on our life.
Yes.
And so when we step into that, we are already that person that we would like to be, that version. We step up to that best version we can really bring. Because a lot of us are coming from these past trauma, hurt relationships into the other one. And we get in a situation where you just brought that on over here, and then you splash that on that person, and then you triggered that person into something, and now they're acting out of character because of you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And first of all, we ain't need to get together. In the perfect theory world, we would be able to come together, but since we got stuck, we can't really be here. And it sounds nice to be in a relationship. Yeah, I want that. That's spend money. You have to take some time, go to the rooms by yourself. Yes, cheaper. You know, stuff like that. Enjoy your life, enjoy yourself, love yourself, and then, you know, whatever that person that comes, you could have a better relationship. In my mind, I feel like it will just be a smoother, not to say you're gonna have issues. It's be a more smoother ride,
Right.
you know, versus like, dang, you just dropped off a cliff. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's gonna be a roller coaster ride, but just understand that I choose that person. This is the person that's choosing me. We got this. We got this? Yes, we got it. We're gonna work through it, but we got this. And so I would say that. I hope that's good.
It's good. It's good. There's no wrong answer.
You know.
Okay, so what does good enough today look like for you in this season?
Good enough today. Good enough today in this season. Today is the day that I've been blessed with. I can see, and everything that was in that day, it was already good. I just have to recognize that it is, and it's for me. That day is for me. It's for me. And so today I just want to live and walk in this and walk in that truth and know that this is the day for me. I woke up that I have life after. This is all, and unapologetically in all aspects, this is my day. And don't let anybody ruin that day. This is mine.
Now that's a perfect answer. I swear, like, maybe we should switch roles. I should do good enough today, and I should be the guest. So where can people find you? Where can they connect? What can they do for Man in Me? How do they buy your book?
Absolutely. Definitely go to manandme.org. You can check out, there's definitely, you know, some spaces in there where you can donate, contribute, partner, volunteer. As well, you can also check out some of the films. We actually got both our films actually on YouTube, so I released them on. Usually I'm like, you see, I hadn't monetized. No, they're monetized, but I was like, look, I feel like this needs to go in and go public. So I have both Fathers Wanted and the Man to Be documentary all available on YouTube. Go to YouTube. There's one that's free, obviously, and then my book, I Love Anger. You can definitely go to iloveanger.com and also Amazon. Also have the book for teens as well. You can also get that. So you can just search I Love Anger, Isaac Rowe.
Awesome. Can you spell Rowe for everybody?
R-O-W-E.
Okay, because sometimes it can be a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know,
Us
non-spellers, you know, we might get it wrong.
Sure.
Okay, so first I want to thank you for being here. This has been an amazing conversation. I want people to understand that there's a community of people when we strip off all of our titles and just come to the person that we are, that we are all going through the same types of struggles. It just looks differently for your life and for mine. But the fear, the insecurities, the anger, the joy, the depletion, right? We all have it, and just kind of talking and having that conversation and being open to have that conversation so that people can learn and grow from you and your experience. I appreciate that. And please, everyone, like and subscribe to Good Enough Today. You can find us on YouTube and wherever you listen to podcasts. And please, please, please help out Man and Me. Go ahead and give them everything. And whoever wants to get Liza Kiss $10,000, I'm going to put a plug in there for that. But remember, everybody, that whatever you're going through, there's a community for you. Please DM me. Tell me your stories. I want to have you on the show if you want to be on. So just come on and understand that there's no problem that somebody else isn't going through, and there's a community for that. And we're going to stay hopeful for tomorrow and understand we're good enough today.
Hopeful for tomorrow, good enough today. Oh yeah, hopeful for tomorrow. today.